Cool. Okay.
Could you give me an example of a classical boomer?
Okay, so like, you know how like, so you know how there's like the Great Generation and there's like the Lost Generation. Like the Great Generation, like the quintessential Great Generation guy is like FDR. I mean, he's like old, right? Like he wasn't born then.
He's also dead.
He's also dead. Nice job getting polio and swimming with Boy Scouts, you fucking fool.
What a legacy.
But
This
like,
is why we don't go to Cape Cod, guys.
who's like the quintessential boomer? I don't know, like Clint Eastwood or like Woody Allen. Like I consider those to be like the quintessential.
I'd like to cast my vote for Clint Eastwood.
I think Clint.
What about
Tom Hanks?
whoa, wait a minute. No.
Tom Hanks is
Ted
is
Nugent.
pretty.
Who?
Ooh,
Ted Nugent.
You see, that's an interesting take. That is
Ted
an
Nugent.
Ted
You
Nugent. You know who he is.
You know Ted Nugent.
Or Sarah Palin. They're basically the same person. just
Sarah
gender
Palin
swapped.
is oh my god.
Yeah, she's a boom. She's boom squad, definitely.
Well, I tried to type Ted Nugent and I got Ted Nugget. Nugget?
That's pretty much him.
He's
No,
an
it's-
American singer.
Yeah, he's a very talented guitarist
Just
Has a-
happens to be.
who also happens to be a pedophile like FDR.
Oh, really? I didn't know he was a pedophile.
Well, kind
I
of.
just
He has a lot of very questionable lyrics.
Oh, this guy. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah.
That's a wango tango. Wango tango. So anyway, today on Road Review, we're talking about baking and being left on red. Two things that I...
Can I just say?
Oh, he died. Oh my god, he left on red.
I was gonna say, Left on Red is actually legal in some states in America.
Really?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Hellscapes. Hellscapes.
Actually, I think, and don't quote me on this, I believe Connecticut and Maine may be the only two states in the Northeast that do not have Left on Red. I believe Left on Red is legal in Massachusetts. But then
In
again,
Texas, it's qualification for capital punishment.
I thought you were gonna say it was qualification for getting your driver's license. In which case,
To leave you on red.
Massachusetts can ban our vapes, but he can't leave us on red.
Does it really get to you guys?
What, being left on red? No, okay, so the reason
'Cause I
actually-
do it.
yeah. Why did you bring this up?
Does that
Why did you
make
bring
me a
this up?
bad person?
Well, hold on. Well, does it though? All right, hold on, wait. Let me give some backstory because this is my topic, not yours, Tim, Mr. Announcer over here.
Nice try.
Nice try, kiddo. No,
We're
so
waiting. He left me on red. I can't believe
Wow, that was dirty, Eric. That was a compelling argument. Let me tell you.
Oh, thank you.
That's
no,
a very compelling argument.
I listen. I only speak the facts. No, but so Tim, I think you might know this, but I've been talking to this girl for a little bit, right? And so the last I remembered, she sent me a text like asking about how something went. It was like a big like production, my senior recital, because I was a music major in college. For those of you who don't really know,
very talented.
oh,
So talented that he
Wow,
works at an
I can't-
insurance company.
Yeah, he's very cool. He's very good.
Thanks, Tim. Wow, thanks for devaluing everything that I went to school for.
I mean, I was a communication major and I currently
Shut
fix pipes, so I don't
up.
think. I think we're both in the same boat here.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But anyways, so I told her about it. Well, I was going to tell her about it, but then I forgot that I sent a text. So in a way, I kind of just left her on red, and I didn't realize that I did this until today. It's been like 6 days.
It's no, the
That's a
relationship
classic
is
Eric
over,
and I saw it.
You're done.
And I saw it, and I was like, I flipped out because I
It's
hate
like
being left
leaving
on
the
red.
stove on. Well, it manages to be worse.
That's a classic move right there. Oh.
Alexa, stop alarm. Okay, I'll be right back.
Whoa,
But I wanna. What?
that
I'm
was
not taking you
impressive.
with me.
You're not?
Wait, so Eric, could you please explain what is going on with your alarm right now?
With my alarm.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
he's baking something, but we're not ready for that topic.
I don't think we're ready for baking yet.
Listen, we're gonna get there. Don't
Just
worry.
burn
I'll be
them.
back. Hey, shut up. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Well,
Banter a little bit.
banter.
I can't do that.
Ugh, what a fool.
We
I
can't
don't
go
know.
off script.
I know.
Connor,
this kid just throws us balls.
You're
like,
new to the format here, but you've taken to it with aplomb. I'm very proud of you.
Wow, that is aplomb. That really makes me feel
Valued.
wow. Valued is a word. I actually didn't know that word existed, so that is
It's a good
very
thing.
impressive.
Could you
Very
share an
impressive.
experience of you being left on red or leaving somebody on red? I've had it happen, and I've done it. I don't feel the least bit bad about it. It doesn't faze me.
I don't either, but it's always so like situation dependent, right? So like, and it's always like it's always dependent on like, you know, I don't know. There have been times where, like a great example of this is, I need to get shit done, like in terms of a presentation or something to do with work. And
You're a busy dude.
I'm a busy guy. A lot of people depend on. Actually, nobody depends on me. But if they did, they
Ain't
would
that
be
nice?
texting me and asking me what I was doing with my presentation. And most of the time, like, I'm literally just, I won't even call it in the zone. Like, I just don't want to fucking think about writing something down when I'm, like, in text form. Like, texting is so informal that when I have to, like, do a presentation or something like that, and then I have to come back and, like, text you, like, I just don't. I can't. So my left on red thing is that, I don't know. My big disclaimer from this, I guess, in general, is do not talk to me if I'm doing a presentation, because I will not.
Don't
respond
talk
back
to
you.
me ever. I'm fine with that.
Don't talk to me.
It's
ever.
actually just
I'm
a
bad,
safe
guys.
bet. It's a safe bet in general. How did your crumpets turn out?
My endeavor is still conspiring.
Your
right now,
alarm's
but
gonna
we're-
go off again.
Do 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 do. No, not actually. I'm not saying alarm. It just has to cool out. to
Oh,
cool.
very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to that a little bit.
Of
So wait,
course.
what did I miss?
So
Not
I
much.
asked Connor situations that he feels he could leave someone on red, and
Yeah,
he
and-
told me that he doesn't care.
I
I'm in the same boat. But you leave this girl on red for 6 days, and you act as if it's a catastrophe.
I mean, I just kind of felt bad afterwards because it was like
Do you still feel bad?
I'm crushed,
Weakness.
absolutely
I'm
devastated.
devastated. I can't.
You
I don't
hate
know if
to
I'll
see
ever
it.
come back.
Yeah.
No, it's not like an. I mean, it's not an awful thing, but I mean, it's like if a conversation is happening, like it's nice to have an end to a conversation, not just like it just stopping. Cause like if I
Oh, he got me again.
Wow.
There I was. Oh, he got me again.
I felt like such a fucking moron. I was like, wow. I can't believe I fell for this.
To be fair,
how does it feel to be left on
But
red?
It's
that's
different, it's
different.
different.
That's a
It's way
complete
different.
cutoff.
I
It's-
know.
It's different because like it's very different between like if you like you're talking to somebody like that you're romantically involved with versus somebody that like I don't give a shit about. Like Eric, I don't give a shit about you at all. So like when you leave me on red, like during the middle of a sentence, I don't give a shit. You know, it's like it's that kind of deal.
In my experience, most of the situations where I've left someone on red is when a conversation is over or should be over. It's just
Yeah, and that
it's-
makes sense.
It's socially acceptable
Right.
in my mind to just cut it.
So
For
what
example,
happens?
You
Oh,
say
sorry, go ahead.
you say good night, and they say good night. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
That's
That's
it.
the
But
end
there-
of the
but there are other
conversation.
times-
But
That's
I'm
Yeah,
sure
and-
there are some people in the camp where they believe that as poor etiquette.
I don't
Where
call that
the
being left
minute
on
you
red.
open the message, it is a live grenade, and you are required to throw it back.
Oh, like it just it has to continuously
It has to
happen.
continue.
Yeah,
Either you
that
don't
must-
open it or you respond to it.
Man, people are really good about that. It must suck. I mean, it's just like good night, and then you just have to fucking keep responding. Like,
They
it's
don't
just
sleep.
It's a battle.
They never do.
It's a battle.
It is. It is. It's a war of attrition that can never be won.
It's really unfortunate, but
Don't
Also, there's a
Zoomers
difference-
have a terrible, terrible problem? Problems?
Problems. But there's a difference between like I don't consider that being left on red. I consider being left on red being like, hey, so you want to go somewhere like next week, and then there's no response. Or is
Yeah.
that ghosting? Is that different?
There's
Is
so
there a
much
difference between being
terminology
left on
now.
red?
We're
I
looking it
know.
up.
Is there a difference
We're
between
looking
ghosting?
it up.
I think ghosting. So like ghosting is more like what the scenario you just posted. I think left on red is like, hey, do you want to go out to eat like somewhere? Person responds, yeah, we should. Where do you want to go? And then you don't fucking say anything. Like that just left on red. Like
Okay, yeah.
like make a false commitment, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, it's like one of those like BuzzFeed links where it's like, check out this list. Number 4 will really surprise you, and then
4 doesn't
four
exist.
doesn't exist. God,
Good
BuzzFeed,
old
just fix
BuzzFeed.
your fucking quizzes, man.
Dictionary.com defines ghosting as the practice of suddenly ending all contact with a person without explanation, especially in a romantic relationship.
See, that seems more harsh.
Dictionary.com defines left on red as when a recipient has read but not responded to a sender's message. The expression is often used to express feeling ignored. Left on red is a less severe version of ghosting.
See, whenever I think of ghosting, too, I also think of the physical analog, which is the French exit, or the, the Irish goodbye, where you...
What?
When you... It's like when you're at a party and you, like, you're gonna leave and you just don't say anything. You just get out of there. You just scramble out of there with your dignity, yeah.
The Irish goodbye is the only proper way to leave a party.
I wholeheartedly agree, except for I recently came into knowledge of new terminology. There's a word called Brexiting, which is when you say goodbye to every person and then you don't leave. You just stay there. So I'm a really big fan of that terminology recently.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's a good one. I really like that.
Yeah.
You could argue that reading a message and having a message app, or say even an email or anything. Do people still send emails? When
think
the
it's
message app communicates or
legal.
reveals that you have read something, that in itself is a form of communication. Being left on read is a communication. It's nonverbal text communication. Ghosting,
Right.
I'd assume, is ceasing all contact to the point where the message isn't even received. When someone blocks your number, that is considered ghosting. When someone opens your shitty Snapchat and doesn't find it funny and then goes to make pasta or cookies and forgets about you, that is considered being left on red. They're two completely
I
different.
concur with that. I concur. Like I think left on red, like with the Snapchat analogy, is like is exactly what you said. Like left on red is like they opened it and they didn't respond back, and then
If you're not
ghosting
funny,
is
I
like
will leave you on
still
red.
unopened. That's a
Yeah,
good
Tim leaves
rule
me on
of
red
thumb.
all the time.
That's a good rule of thumb.
It's simply just not worth it to reply to something that's so...
But it's funny you mention that because on Snapchat I often do feel that urge. Like it's like
That makes me feel like a terrible person. But in reality, I don't mean anything bad by it. It's just
No,
I
of
don't
course
have
you
anything
don't.
to add.
It's fine, Tim. I take it completely personally. It's fine.
The next time Eric sees me, he's gonna hit me with a brick.
that's a good. That's
Can't wait for Friday, champ.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Nice. No, yeah, but I feel like there's like this little obligation. It's like shit. Like I should send something back, even if it's just a disgusting picture of my face that says some stupid shit.
You've opened
You
a
know?
whole new can of worms.
Oh yeah.
I don't consider myself a boomer.
However,
I would
However.
not consider you a boomer either.
That's a prerequisite to something else. I don't consider myself a boomer, but the act of sending pictures back and forth to explain concepts that should only be done over text message makes me want to vomit. You see people with highly inflated Snapchat scores, all they're doing is sending trash. When you get a video snap from me, you know it's gonna be gold. Because I
agree.
watch it about
I think it's
8
quality over quantity.
I
at that
watch it
point.
about 8 times, and if it's not funny, I discard it. Picture snaps, the same exact thing. Otherwise, I'm using the built-in message function.
And I certainly think
you don't
that
need
that's...
to see a picture of my couch for me to tell you that I'm coming over for 5. I can just send you a text. Easy peasy.
I mean, that's true. And I think that, like, in, high school or, like, when Snapchat first came out, it was like, you wanted to get a high score. I don't know. Like it was like a bullshit thing, right? Like it was cool. And like, oh, streaks, get it up to 100, blah blah blah, bullshit, whatever. And now it's like, I don't give a shit. Like I agree. Now it's definitely more quality. Like I'll send a picture of something I go across along my day, and it's a fucking beautiful thing. If you get a snap from me, you know it's gonna be quality. Unless you sent me a snap, and then I feel obligated to send a picture of my ugly ass face that says, I don't know, what the fuck is up? Wow, that's cool.
Wow,
that's really
cool.
neat of you.
Or better yet,
Okay.
no caption at all, because your face is capable of so much hilarious emotion that you need to send yourself a picture of a funny face.
I fucking dead. That's the picture I sent.
I'm
as me.
fucking dead.
I'm dying right now. I'm literally.
My favorite is screaming. They just say screaming.
I heard a new one today, which was "I'm ill."
Do they realize what they're saying? Do you think in the future slang will evolve so much that it'll be so far removed from actual speech? Somebody will say something funny, and like the zoomer over there on the hoverboard is gonna go like, "Yo, plague, bro."
How are you gonna say that when that's already the case? Like,
nah, even better. People are just gonna start throwing up.
Yo, I'm literally throwing up right now.
Dude, vomit
guys.
to show your agreement.
I agree.
In the future, when everyone works at an Amazon warehouse, we'll communicate by vomiting on each
Oh,
other.
I concur. That's good stuff.
So, speaking of vomit, what are you making, Eric?
What was that? Sorry.
Speaking of vomit, what's in the oven right now?
Oh, it's my sad attempt at making cinnamon swirl bread.
That sounds delicious. Aren't you on a cut right now?
It sounds delicious. Yeah, it sounds delicious. Yes, I am on a cut. Do I care? No.
I ate a whole pizza today.
Oh my god, Tim. That's completely different.
A mammoth move right there.
Well,
Me seeking out,
it was like a small pizza, and I was just like, well, I'm
It's
really
not gonna eat
hungry right
itself.
now, so I'll cut it in half and then have like all the small slices. And then I finished that, and I looked down, and I'm like, man,
That's
like,
half a pizza.
It's my fat voice where you go, man, I'm still kind of hungry. So then I just ripped the pizza off of the cardboard. And it's delicious when they get like the cheese bits that are stuck to the cardboard. So you go and get like a butter knife and eat and like scrape those off.
Like a
yeah, you
cretin.
lick the cardboard
Like
Yeah.
and then you
delicious cheese
swallow.
boogers.
I
Oh,
must-
it's so good.
I must digest all of the fat and grease that is located on this
Oh, that was
box.
my pre-workout. So then,
Oh, that was just the
Oh my
start.
god. Yeah, Tim's doing the carb overload to
carb
pregame.
overload. It had ham on that. That's your protein
Well, you got
right there.
okay, you got some protein.
Yeah,
but
some.
yeah, it's like how Michael Phelps eats like 6,000 pounds of pasta before
Oh,
he goes
yeah.
for a good old
And
swim
his
down the lake.
aesthetics are phenomenal. You guys just don't know.
It's
He's just
bulking, you know? It's all about bulking,
I'm
and then
not
you harvest.
fat. I'm just bulking.
Exactly.
To be
Yeah,
fair, in my line of work, I could probably get away with eating way worse than I do.
Yeah,
All right,
that makes sense.
Eric
All right.
works at a desk, so
Eric, what the fuck did you just said? Is this
What?
Is this that boomer humor that I've been? What the fuck is this picture? So,
It's funny.
so for those who can't see, it is an earth, walking a dog, which is the moon. What
Yeah,
the fuck,
it's funny.
dude?
It's funny. Don't you get it?
No, I'm really sorry about that.
1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
what
Ah.
the fuck, Eric?
Who is this kid?
Yeah,
honestly.
rampant unprofessionalism.
Really?
I say, clicking around on Google Chrome.
I
hope
this
you- I hope
message
you
is
can hear
not sponsored
all
by
of this.
Google Chrome.
Oh, sponsor me. Steal all your data. All right,
Google
Connor.
Chrome.
Are you a chef? Can you cook? What's the deal?
No, I think I survive. Like, I
What
make
does a
what
typical expand it to cooking in general? What does a typical meal look like to you? Are you still eating Lunchables at the age of 25?
I wish, man. I wish. I would say that I am typical meal. Make some pasta, cook that stuff up. Chicken, I love a little bit of protein, and then I don't know, throw some vegetables in there. Sorry
Sorry, guys.
I am of the unpopular opinion that vegetables are much better than fruit. I know that people will shit talk me for that for the rest of my life.
Wait, better than what? Fruit?
Yeah, vegetables are much greater than fruit. They're
Really?
savory.
I agree 100%.
I'm glad that we have a rational man in this.
Yeah, I'm glad there's someone else around
I don't
here
know,
that really gets it.
man.
It just
Shut up, apricots.
well, so here's the
They're
question.
delicious.
Here's the question of your like taste bud preferences. What taste is the most preferential to you? So like sweet, sour, salty, that kind of thing. What is your tooth, if you will?
Who are you asking? Are you asking
Both of
me or
you.
asking-
Both of you.
That's a good question.
Unironically, is spicy acceptable answer?
I think it is.
Yeah, spicy's a good one. Yeah,
Spicy-
But I
spicy
still like
works.
apricots and bananas and apples and
yeah, but
natural
spicy
sugar.
stuff is like what it's when you're in your element, Tim.
Oh yes. If
Tim
it-
would throw hot sauce on anything and everything that would be at our dining hall at college.
Even a banana? Would you dare
I've
mix?
done it.
And how did that taste?
No, you did not,
Yes, I did.
Tim.
That's questionable.
You've eaten a banana with the peel.
Okay,
How
I didn't
dare
eat it
you
with the peel.
attack
no, no, no,
me
no, 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 no,
for
no,
living
no.
my best
Let me,
life?
let
Were
me
you
specify.
taking a bite
No,
out of
shut
an
up.
uncircumcised banana?
Shut up.
Shut up,
God.
indeed. I concur.
I didn't swallow the peel with the banana on. I'm not that actually stupid. But I did take a chomp out of a piano. Jesus Christ.
It was a big bite.
A piano.
No, I've been having these weird desyncs in my brain where I've swapped words. It's like a Freudian slip, but
It's
just
called
words.
dyslexia,
It's constant.
Eric.
I mean, it happens randomly. It happened 4 times over this weekend, where I just say something actually stupid.
Has it actually affected your life? Have you given somebody the completely wrong directions or the completely wrong idea?
Yeah, he's
Nah, it just
lost
made me
many
funnier.
relationships.
Is it like how you
He's
used to
lost-
introduce yourself as me?
No.
I've done. One
No,
time.
actually,
Completely intentional, mind you. He would do this completely intentional.
Oh, really? One
Yes.
time I
I've also
accidentally.
convinced
Little
other people.
asshole.
I've convinced so many people that I was not the person who I actually was.
Oh, we got-
when I was working what was it? Oh yeah, I was working the door at one of Ryan's parties, Tim. And what's it called? And someone asked who I was, and I said that I was Kyle.
You're
One of the owners of
name
the house.
dropping so many people.
Wow.
That's fine. It's fine. I said that I was the owner of the house, and I convinced 2 really drunk girls that I was. It was great.
To be fair, I'm convinced that those. Well, never mind. We need
Say
to be nice.
Yes,
No, we
we'll be
2
nice.
drunk girls have about the combined brain power of a grapefruit, dude. You.
That is a
I
hot
think
take.
that's. No, I think you're giving it too much credit, Tim.
Oh,
I think a blade of grass, maybe. No, not even that.
the college culture is something that I'm not a
God.
fan of, having endured it.
Are you sure? Because I wow, I can't believe I'm gonna unwhip this story so early in. Holy
Oh,
shit.
no.
I have a story about the college experience that really just
Okay.
kind of changes the way that you perceive people just in general. It happened in a college setting, but obviously it expands way more to people around the world. So I'm gonna give you the story of a young man, a freshman that came to one of our parties at one point. So when
What year were you when this happened?
this was senior year, this was literally the end, the pinnacle. Who would have known that the climax of my life would have happened in senior year?
Yeah, it's all
hold on.
downhill from here,
Okay.
man.
Maybe not life.
Is this when someone left something in your house, or is this the other story?
Oh, I believe, Eric, you know what the story is. So
I think
I
I
will
do.
enlighten Tim. So, my senior year, I lived in a house with 2 other guys, and we would occasionally throw a party or 2. Don't tell anybody. But there was one night where I had a beer or something like that, and then I looked around and there was a girl on our table, and I'm like, shit, I gotta babysit tonight. If you own a house, you gotta one of you has to be in charge of making sure
You have to make sure that your house stays intact.
minimize the
at the end of
damage.
Somebody
I mean,
has to play the
obviously you're gonna lose something, right? We
Literally
lost that
damage
table.
control.
We lost that table. It was gone at one point. So you lose something, but it's damage control. So I knew I was on damage control, like shit, like I gotta make sure I'm on point or whatever. And you know, towards the end of the night, I'm kind of like watching because like there's a lot of just shenanigans going on. Like people are still like dancing on the table and shit like that. I'm trying to make sure my table
Keep
makes
them
it
off
through.
the fucking table.
They don't understand. They don't understand.
They
So,
want to be on the table, Tim.
the table is alluring.
Is it like a rite of passage for them? They have to dance on the
I bet
table?
somewhere like
No, I think it's
etched
like a we
under
will
the
not be
table
silenced.
is like a little thing that says like
You
I
tell
was
them
on
they
this table,
can't,
and it's
so
like
they
everybody's
have to.
name. Oh yeah, I bet it's a rite of
Continue.
passage. But anyway, I was like, you know, watching to make sure shit wasn't gonna happen, and we have a basement, but it's like a fake basement. It's kind of like a, you know, just like a laundry room, unfinished room that's to the side, and I really didn't want anything to go on in there because it was the one room in the house that doesn't have a lock. So I'm just like, all right, I'll post up right here. Like, there's a bunch of kids at this party I don't know. Like, this girl that we knew just invited like 100 random people that we didn't know, and so we're like, fuck, like somebody's got to watch and make sure that our house doesn't end up on fire or something like that. So I'm watching it, and this kid and this girl come by. The kid looks like a total fucking freshman. Like, looks really, really small. I don't mean that as a derogatory term, but he was a freshman. And he comes by, and I'm like, oh, like what are you doing? Like, obviously he's going into the basement to fuck, which, by the way, disgusting basement. Would not recommend.
I don't know why.
Ugh, yeah, and I'm not.
Ugh.
Yuck. Bad taste in the mouth. So I'm like, all right, like, fuck off, like, you know, get out of here, whatever. And I thought it was done. With that. Well, before that happened, I heard a kid over. So my upstairs has like a banister that overlooks the entire house, and a kid shouted over the banister, yo, does anybody have a condom? And like people were shouting like sex, sex, sex. They were like chanting it, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm
Like a challenge.
yeah, like this kid like asked for a condom. All of a sudden he's getting one. Like somebody threw it up to him. Like somebody threw it up a flight of stairs like a
Yo,
frisbee.
buddy, catch!
Yeah. Like the kid like winked at him and threw him like a $5 or something.
I was
$5
imagining
bill.
with so many people supporting him, I'd imagine a flurry of condoms came up towards the banister, like a shotgun blast.
Oh,
of
this-
latex.
This kid was definitely
Covered in
stacked
condoms.
afterwards. He was
Bandolier
lacking before, and he's
of
stacked now.
paraphernalia.
But I was pretty sure it was the same kid because he like came downstairs and you know, like I said, I literally think that you know
Are
somebody
you
just
still
threw a
watching
condom
the
up to
table
him.
at this point?
Oh, the table is forsaken. I haven't paid attention.
Take it
There's
over.
too many things going on.
It is
People are literally
lost.
chanting sex in my house. This is the same house in which somebody clogged our drain with rice, and we didn't even have rice in the household. Somebody brought rice to our goddamn house to clog the drain.
I feel so enlightened.
It's a war zone.
All I care about is the table. So
Well,
continue.
I'm getting off track.
This man gets his condom. He's on the banister.
Yeah,
What
and then
happens?
so we're kind of like, they go into the bathroom, I'm guessing, and then they come back down, go down around and check out the where I was standing, and I tell them, all right, fuck off, don't have sex in our basement, you weirdos. The next morning, we go up to the bathroom, and there's a wrapper on the floor for the condom that the kid threw up, but there was no condom. And I was like, oh, shit,
no.
like, what the hell, like, you know, like, where is this thing? And I remembered to myself, this kid was just
That's a son of a
asking for
bitch.
one earlier, and then he made his way down to the basement. So I'm starting to puzzle on, like, maybe the kid, like, you know, wore the condom from, you know, the bathroom downstairs while soft. I don't know what the whole strategy was with that, because, you know, the man only had one condom. Well, a month later, I'm at some kid's, like, place, and they were talking about this party in particular. Like, oh, do you remember, like, this kid, like, and they're like, yeah, it was, like, some freshman that, like, jumped in the car with us at the beginning. And I was like, wait, what? Like, do you have a picture of this kid? And they're like, yeah, like, it's him. And it was the fucking kid. So let me tell you the full story about this kid. Kid comes in.
I didn't know that. I didn't get the DLC of this.
Oh, there's DLC.
Oh, that's crazy.
So the
Okay,
kid-
I'm invested.
The kid comes in. He he comes in like maybe one drink deep, and then he makes it his sole mission. He's like, I'm gonna polish off every empty I see in this household, like literally every single
that is
one.
So unsafe.
Very disgusting. Very disgusting.
That's gross. I'd rather drink bleach.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised
At
if he
least you'd be
tapped into
cleaner.
that. Yeah, because apparently like the night gets to be about like 10 p.m. and these two kids that like I'm telling you, he literally snuck into their car when they were on the way over here. Like I don't know how this
How
kid
do you
got
do that?
gracefully
Big
apparently. Huge. So
Dude, I've been here the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
I should have known.
Who am I? Who are you?
What are you doing to my car? Whose car is this?
Whose car is
I don't know
this?
who is this. Who are you? Who am I?
Yeah, he just got really philosophical on him. That's probably how he stuck in. But it gets to be like 10.
That's how Socrates used to bum cab rides back in the day.
Yeah.
That must have been a trip. Wow, that must have been a trip. But
So what happened?
10 p.m.
Yeah, keep going.
10 p.m. rolls around, and they look at this kid, and the kid is not doing hot. Like he's very very drunk. And one of them says like, fuck, like, do you think he's gonna throw up? The other one goes, no, $30 on the fact that he doesn't throw up by 11. And he's like, all right, bet. So they started a bet. From what I've heard, this bet a $100, $200 pot going around this house party about would this kid throw up. They would just go up to him and be like, hey, do you think this kid's gonna throw up? And he's like, yeah. Put $2 on it. Like they had a pot going with all this money in it. Like apparently one of my housemates got involved in it, but completely forgot about it. Not really sure how that works, but it goes on. He's very very drunk. They completely forget about the bet, so the kid is just stumbling around. Like they lose him, and he goes up to one of the kids that he came with, and he like looks at him, and then looks at one of the girls that they came with too, and goes, why do you think that she won't fuck me? Like just right like in front of this girl's face, and he's like, all right, dude, chill out. You're just too drunk, whatever.
Very
when he
bold.
goes to turn around, face first, like slams his forehead into her, and she's drunk too, and she goes, oh, bet he's trying to make out right now. So they start making out. They go up the stairs. He shouts, can I have a condom? It's the fucking kid went through this entire thing. I end up hearing the end of when he left. Like when he came to my basement and like I told him to fuck off. He apparently like came back later in the night. I had sex on their hill. Mind you, this hill is a 45-degree angle. How this man did this, I'm not entirely sure, but he's one of the legends in our household. Like, and he like we had a party where we tried to get this man back at our house because you know you have a man like that in your house, you got to get him back. And he like texted me, like he got my number somehow and said, "Please regale me with this wonderful tale because I don't remember any of it." And I don't know, maybe like in 3 years, I'll tell him. I'll tell him what happened. But I don't think he's ready yet for the disgusting things he went through. The poor kid. And that's pretty much it. That's Condom Kid.
No,
Some say he's still wearing that condom to this day.
He needs to know what.
Do we know what happened to the condom?
No, I really think that this kid.
Well, wait. So actually,
around
no
his
one
neck.
ever found it. No one.
Condom on.
God.
Tries to go have sex. She's like, this bathroom is gross. There's literally fucking rice in the drain right now. What the fuck is going on? Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere more intimate. Like, I don't know, the disgusting ass basement. So they go to the basement, and he's like, shit, I only have one condom.
A 45-degree
just keeps
hill.
it on. Why not? Or maybe he takes it off and puts it back on. I don't know. Is he a resheath kind of guy? Unsheath? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know when you talk to these kids that go into disgusting.
I love that.
Well, if he did, he carried his ass right outside with that thing on and still...
My dude's got the shoulder holster going
and still went at it while fucking doing geometry on a 45-degree hill, so...
Yeah, but then on top of that, think about this. Do you ever find it outside? So that means he must have finished, kept the thing on, and then left. He's still going.
Oh my goodness.
It's all part of the resheath.
A PSA for all you condom kids out there, or condom kid derivatives. I implore you, do not flush your condoms. As a
Do you have
plumber,
experience?
that is the worst thing you could do. It clogs your
That's
drain, and when you
impressive.
call us in, we can tell exactly how many times you have had sex since we last cleaned your drain.
No,
Throw
wait,
it out.
is this actually a thing?
Yes,
Kids,
it's
Wow.
latex. It doesn't degrade.
No. But have you experienced this in your time as a plumber?
Yes,
That is
Oh my
impressive.
with people you really think should not be having sex.
A bold move.
It's
Yeah, I don't.
awful.
Like I said,
Don't
there was
do
literally
it,
no rice in our
please.
house.
I've never had to pull rice out of a drain. He probably just threw
Dude,
like
it
a
was
handful
malicious.
of grains
I
in
think
there
it was
thinking It was
malicious.
gonna be funny, but when rice takes on water,
Like
it
you
gets
said,
like 5
not
times
nary
bigger,
a
so-
grain in our household.
You're lucky it
So
didn't
this-
detonate the toilet. All
This
that
kid
pressure.
came in, took his little rice bag and just
Nary a
said,
grain.
"Fuck it, like we're gonna fuck up somebody's day today. Let's ruin somebody's day today."
In the toilet it goes.
Let's ruin.
I really
everyone's-
think that-
everyone's day.
In general, like
Gentlemen, this has
this
been eye-opening.
Condom Kid made sacrifices so that we could thrive. Exactly. But now, like, the go-to freshman advice is like, dude, like, these
He
girls
walks so
nowadays,
we
they're
could run.
advanced. They're really expecting big things. So when you come to the party, you already have to have the condom on your dick. And you're gonna be so embarrassed. Yeah, if you're gonna look so stupid to them if you have to take all this time to put the
You
condom.
gotta come ready.
Just come in fully loaded, and then they'll know. Like you don't go into the Revolutionary War with your musket and not have it preloaded. You look like a fool. So it's the same theory. In the Revolutionary War,
Yeah, that's how you get
all the
fragged.
time.
So the moral of the story, I think, is wear a condom, kids, all the time.
Yeah.
For
Clap,
you
clap.
never know.
You never know. You could be in math class and the girl next to you just says,
I
"Let's
was
go."
gonna say
You
church.
could be on the bus and the girl next to you just says, "Let's go." You could be in church and
You'd be praying to your Lord.
then the priest says, "Let's go."
The second coming of Christ.
Jesus descends. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, my brother.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah, he just
man.
says, "Let's go."
I just wanted to let you
The
know that
second
that's
coming.
literally the only interesting thing that's ever happened in my life. So it really all goes downhill from here.
Oh, cool. So all the stories will be worse from now on.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna have to perfect it. It's a long one, The problem is that, like, it's one of those stories like where I have gotten so much joy, like that month after where that kid is telling me the second half of the story, like, it just brought me so much joy that, like, I don't know, like, you go to a party and, like, you don't know everybody's story, and, like, this was, like, a peer into somebody else's story. Like, I got to see, like, what the hell was going on in that kid's brain. It's like, oh, shit, like, I accidentally bumped into this girl. She's making out with me now. I don't have a condom. There's a bathroom open. Shit.
I mean, in a way, actually, if you think about it, it's the girl's fault.
That's a hot take. I think it...
The
Honestly...
girl started it all. If the girl didn't actually just take us the wrong way, and just instead of this guy just being really drunk and bumping into her, just taking it as, oh, I guess he just wants to make out, and then just going from there.
It's true. How do you pick?
I think the parable of Condom Kid is
How
not
does
one
one
that can be
pick a
interpreted
villain in
one
that
way or the
situation?
other.
I mean,
There's too
He's a
many.
self?
There's too many variables.
it's definitely...
My money's on the table.
Is
being
it
the villain.
man
What
versus
about the table?
society? Is it man versus man?
Yeah.
Is it man versus nature? I think there's a lot here. It's man versus nature because you have the hill. It's man versus society because they throw condoms at him up on the banister. It's man versus man.
This Connor's
because-
working bouncer.
Yeah, I know. He's just trying to
The
protect
fucking
his
rice,
table.
man.
It's man versus technology because the bathroom's too small. All the fixtures are in the way. Yeah, and the rice, it's man versus food on Food Network. It's everything.
Yeah.
This is the next
and then
great
the
story.
fucking
It's a
Man
catastrophic
versus
fall.
Wild.
It truly is Macbeth in proportion. It's in proportion to Macbeth. You know, the kid really had this gigantic weight on his shoulders. Yeah. That could not be contained by any condom.
Cock.
Honestly.
What a
Yeah.
hero. What a hero.
That was good.